Today, we went on a journey to obtain Tarkov's rarest key. Not only is this key rare, but the value of the loot that comes behind the door of this one-time use key is potentially tens of millions of rubles, which makes it one of the most profitable keys to open. However, how long does it actually take you to get it? Well, that's what we delve into in this video. I have got a ton of highlights from the stream that we were doing and showcase of how you can get the key, what's behind the lock of the key, and of course whether or not it's worth your time investment trying to grind this key like I did. Of course, this key is found on the streets of Tarkov, and there's a couple of other things that we added in to try and make some more money as we went along, and whilst grinding for this key, we also did a couple of the most expensive rooms that we possibly can on Tarkov, including both the Abandoned Factory marked room and the Check 13 marked room. We'll throw those into these videos as well for you. Now, the key itself spawns in the Klimov shopping mall. This is the destination where we need to make every single raid that we're doing within this challenge. As we enter in to the shopping mall itself, there is a guaranteed spawn. At least, there's a guaranteed area which the key can spawn, and that is the issue. It can spawn, and that is right here on the right hand side next to the hammer is one key spawn on this little key rack, and on the top left we have another one where it can also spawn. There is the potential to have two keys in one raid, but that would be very, very lucky, and the chances are you're not going to be able to do it. Now, if you do manage to get the key and you successfully achieve it, you cannot put it in your pouch. It has to be on your person. It cannot go in your gamma pouch. It cannot go in your kappa pouch. And therefore, the key must be extracted with, or the key must be used. And if you want to use the key, I highly recommend doing it. And that's why a PMC is super useful to do it on, although you can do this on a scav. We have to make our way to the lock location, which is also a risky one because there is lots of PMC spawns around these locations, but we have to make our way down to the end of the street, to this big old archway, just opposite where the Klimov shopping mall is. Take a right through this little gate, possibly encounter a group of PMCs that does spawn around here. Go through this door that we have right here, and then we make our way up the stairs directly in front of us. And you come to the blocked off stairs, of which you need to jump all the way up. And once reaching the top of the stairs, we are met with the rusted bloody room. This is the elusive room that we need to open in this video, and let's see if we can actually do it. Now, of course, along the way, we did actually open up a few of the marked rooms because I got bored, because farming a key spawn is not particularly the most interesting thing that I've ever done in Tarkov. So we added in both the Check 13 and Abandoned Factory marked room keys, which I already had on my person, so why not just open up them? And we found that marked rooms also not a good idea. This cost me a ton of money. Every single opening was about 1.9 million rubles, and typically it was maybe breaking even. Maybe I find a Bitcoin and a green key card. Most of the time I was not. And even if you do find both of those, you're still only breaking even because the cost per open is about 2 million to 1.9 million. And we did make a fair bit of money, and generally over the cost of the keys, probably broke just about even and maybe made some money. But we may have lost maybe 500k over the cost of all of the keys. Are marked room keys worth it right now? No. In the future, maybe, but generally, yeah, pretty darn bad. Now, of course, marked rooms weren't the only thing that we did on streets. I was actually testing to see whether or not we could get some hideout items using the construction site. It was actually a recommendation from on stream, and it worked out really well, because what the construction site where you would find the collapsed crane extract, you would actually find a ton of toolboxes, and toolboxes have a ton of hideout items. Considering that at the moment, as of the recording and publishing of this video, hideout items are not required to be found in raid to be used in the hideout upgrades, which means all of the hideout items like those are very, very expensive, and in fact actually made up a huge amount of money, making us able to profit tens of millions from literally just hideout items when we were doing these runs. And so whilst doing the runs itself, we were making tens of millions just from simply running streets in general. And then we hit up the relaxation room as an additional benefit as well to see what we could get. Here's a couple clips of some of the things that we managed to find and some examples as well. Now, towards the end of the stream, I was getting so hungry. I'd been streaming pretty much all day and we'd been doing this challenge for like 4 hours. I'd been making videos, was getting super hungry, and I was almost about to throw in the towel until we got into probably the worst, most diabolical raid possible, testing out a MP153 with buckshot, which is a bad idea to begin with, and then finding ourselves against pretty much as the worst case scenario where we had AI PMCs. We ended up getting all of our arms and legs blown off, and basically were just a nugget throughout the entirety of the final raid. And of course, that was the raid that we found the bloody rusted key, because of course it was. And not only it then, we actually ran out of healing meds, which meant we had to run through the entirety of the map in order to get to the key door location to open up the key door, whilst we had nowhere near max health at all. So we were very much in a risky situation. Just take a look at these clips. Come on, have some meds on you. What is that movement? Can we leave me alone for 1 second? No, I need an AFAC. Getting absolutely shafted. Oh, and this is the run that I finally get the item. Of course it is. We finally got the key. And I'm shafted. Please. No. This is not good. Oh, please. Why do none of them have healing? Oh, I cannot be hit by any of those. Leave me alone. Please. Seriously? No, not a CMS. Oh, this is a shambles. I don't know what to do. I do not have the health. Let me in. The quest for the rusted bloody key is almost over. We just need to make it into the rusted key room. Come on. Oh, we're here. We are so here. Oh. Oh my god. We did, however, successfully make it to the door. And these are the results. Was it all worth it? Was my time investment going to pay off? Am I going to make big, big money? That is the question. Is there going to be some Mark Dream keys behind the door? The ultimate door. Has it all been worth it? All 3.5 hours of grinding? Let's find out. An unknown key. Another unknown key. Another unknown key. Another one. Pretty diabolical so far. A rare spawn. The Merin key. What key is this? Check 15. Okay, that's money. That is money. Okay, we've got 2 keys over here, but none of them are marked room keys. Another key. Real estate agency office key. Concordia 63. Well then, I think I can safely say the search for the rarest key was indeed, as I thought it might be, not worth it. Could have been so good. And the answer to that question, is it actually worth doing the rusted key? Is absolutely not. It was a diabolical showing. Maybe we made 1 million rubles off of some of the keys. Some of them were worth a little bit of money. You can get a huge host of keys, and if you're a hardcore player, it is a brilliant opportunity to get some of the rarer keys in the game. Things like Check 15, some of the more valuable keys that you might actually want. But even so, having spent 4 hours doing it, it really feels like a big shot in the back. And so, yeah, that was the result of all of my effort of hard work and everything that went in to trying to get the key itself. And I thought maybe we get rewarded for having such a diabolical raid at the end where we actually got the key. But no, we got shafted in more ways than one. Hopefully, if you decide to do this yourself, you won't get shafted as much as I did.